Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video. 2018 sure was an exciting year. On December 28th, the New York skyline was lit up by this blue light. It would later be announced that it was a transformer explosion. What do you all think? And judging by the way things are going, 2019 is going to be just as exciting. The new year was going to bring in quite the sight in Dundee, Oregon. On January 1st, these two lights were spotted above the city. A local witness would state there was no moon and that these lights were brighter and larger than any star in the sky or passing airplane. The witness actually saw two different sets of lights about 5 minutes apart that followed the same pattern. And a lot of people have speculated that these would be aircraft. However, the final statement I think debunks that when it says that there is no pattern to the pulsing of the red lights. And you would expect aircraft lights to have a rhythmic pattern. Now, I really didn't think much about this Dundee sighting just because there was a lack of any video evidence. But I did want to mention it because just about 2 weeks later, not far from there, another strange occurrence would happen. January 13th, 2019. Just outside of Kaiser, Oregon, a man spots red, green, and blue lights in a Y formation that change shape in the night sky. The witness took a photograph and video, however, he said that they did not show what he saw. Here is the photo that the witness supplied, and when you really zoom up on this thing, it really caught my attention because it reminds me of a case of a sighting just a few months ago. I'll talk more about that later. But the image appears to show some kind of energy or distortion around the object. And that's becoming more and more common in these photographs of these things that I've been seeing up here in the Northwest lately. Let's take a look at the video that the witness shot, January 13th in Kaiser, Oregon. I've got the original footage on the left and cropped footage on the right. Here you can get a really good shot of that pulsing or flickering that really reminded me of the St. Helens sighting not too long ago. Back in November, this footage was shot in St. Helens and it shows a remarkably similar looking UFO. A side-by-side comparison really shows the similarities of the two events, even though they were months apart, and it makes me wonder if the Northwest is not being visited repeatedly by the same craft. It sure looks like it to me. What do y'all think? And later this month, astronomers around the world would be treated to a super wolf blood moon that featured a meteor impacting the lunar surface. And a lot of people were speculating that this was some sort of UFO, which it definitely could be. But let's take a closer look at it and we can make up our own minds. Well, that was awful fast, so let's slow that down and take a better look at it. Now this really confuses me. The image on the left looks like a meteorite, but when you zoom up on the image on the right, it looks to me like a spacecraft or some other odd-shaped object. And while the official explanation is that it was a meteorite, I can definitely understand why people on the internet would think this might be a UFO. Hell, I think it was a UFO. Seriously though? The moon is just covered in craters, so I'm just a little shocked that we don't see more of these. There are thousands of detectable asteroids around our Earth, and there are probably millions of smaller undetectable ones, so I'm quite certain that these types of things happen every day. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're safe. Well, folks, that's all I got on the lights over New York, the UFOs over Oregon, and the meteorite hitting the blood moon. And if things continue along this pace, 2019 is sure to be one of the most exciting years on record. As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.